You know what I think is not mentioned that much in terms of like 20th century history in general and the world wars is the vast technological difference between the two world wars. If you just think about a thing like telephones, for example, it wasn't at all as accessible in 1916 or whatever as obviously in the 40s, where it was standard in most homes in Europe, pretty much.
Well, you can just compare basically, beginning of World War II with the end of World War II.
Yeah, that too. And it's just interesting because I think that whole technological aspect really is usually forgotten. People, it's hard with our eyes today because we kind of like tend to connect history as a blob of technology almost, or like progress or so. But obviously for example, a lot of the people who were generals and educated in World War, or who were generals in World War II, they were like captains and stuff in World War One, and they had back in those days they had like cavalry and dragoon regiments and silly things like that. And in World War II it was all like completely changed, and you had like tanks and stuff. So I don't know. I just find that quite interesting to think about.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bit concerned.
Concerned, eh?
Mostly because if you do me a favor, go to budget.
Budget, yes.
And then look at daily expenses and look at industrial subsidies.
Ooh.
There's a bunch of different factories mostly, but I mean the top 4, or take the top 5.
Yeah.
That is spending altogether basically the better part of 1,500 are 4 lumber mills and a steel factory. That's not very good.
No, it's not.
It's basically almost like. Could you tell me which area is the first factory, lumber mill?
What?
Which place is the first? Which state does it say? If you hold over, it says lumber mill and then where it is. So tell me where it is. The first one, the one that's costing us the most in subsidies.
Hang on. It's no, but okay. So are you? I mean, I'm looking at the sliders in budget. I wanted me to look at the factory list.
If you hold over the number where it says industrial subsidies, you get a list of all the factories that are costing us money. Top of the daily expenses.
Top of the. Oh yeah, okay, that little one. Okay, yeah. Lumber mill. The most expensive one is in Kursk right now. It seems to be changing rapidly. Yeah, Kursk. And then Bryansk, and then Samara.
Bryansk. There we go, and Samara. Same.
And Kursk.
Yeah. I disabled.
Actually, Kursk is bad because the next thing on that list is small arms in Kursk.
Yeah, Kursk is a money drain. Yeah. But I removed them now from the list, so at least we're saving a bit of money.
We're saving a lot of money, like 1,000.
We just need to replace them with other things because they will go bankrupt eventually.
Oh damn, we just tanked. Now we're plus again. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I was upgrading things.
Total funds.
So that's to be expected. We just need to, I guess, go for electrical power generation because that puts our factory throughput tech up, which increases our production, which puts us higher up on the list. So that's all good and fun. But it's just in those places where I removed. So Kursk. Wait, it's back up again? I thought I canceled subsidies in Kursk. Oh well, in Kursk we need to have some other factories to make up for, the people who will get fired, let's just say. So let's do what's a good thing to do. Not in general, just a good thing to do, money-wise. Cement factory, we always use cement. And I haven't seen cement in that list.
The Soviet Union will need its cement later on.
Yeah, I don't see cement on that list. It's fertilizer factories, it's all kinds of factories in the end. that'll make it up for it. But at least now we kind of cut that in half, industrial subsidies.
Yeah, which is excellent.
Well, more or less in half. It's a kind of weird half.
I think if a factory is draining like, I don't know, below 100, say, that should be
yeah, it's fine.
okay.
It can just be, you know, temporary setbacks. That is a possibility.
Are you killed us from?
Yes, maybe. Samara was another one which is struggling now to keep everyone occupied, or not occupied, but you know, keep everyone working. Paper mills, I don't know about. Maybe do luxury clothes factory.
Can I take the time off topic to celebrate one of the things that I love about Victoria 2 in reference to other Paradox games? I might have mentioned this before, or we might have mentioned this before, but the system of generals is so nice in Victoria 2. It's still a part of the game where you need to like you can pick your general and you can appoint generals especially, which I like, but there's no such of the freaking nonsense of Europa Universalis 4 where generals are obviously it should be treated differently, but basically they're more like chiefs of staff, basically, where they like really play a huge role. And it's like, no, I just want a general for this army, like a commander. But no, it's always like it's almost like the well, not chief of staff, but like commander in chief. That's what I mean. And it's always a bother with them dying all the time. But here it's like a general dies, but it's replaced automatically by someone pretty competent.
Most of the time competent.
Most of the time. You know, it's just nice because the process is more automated and it's not like so stupid. Because of course, as a country in Europa Universalis 4, you're gonna want to have generals. There's no question about it. So why wouldn't it be like? Why would you even have like a situation where you would have no generals at all? And why can you only have like 3 at a time? Anyway. That's like, and it's so much better here because there's like a ton of generals, and I like that.
We have about 1 million generals right now. Let's look at this list.
I mean, obviously,
we have 58 generals and we have 23 admirals.
Yeah, and obviously it's a different time period and everything, but still, there were a lot more generals back in the days of like the 15th century, 16th century, etc., in Europe than Europa Universalis gives credit for, and it's just so much better in Victoria 2, and that's one of the things I really like, because you can still like appoint like, oh, I want a general with this sort of personality or this sort of like plus speed and everything. It's really, I don't know, just really really good.
Yeah, I agree. I understand. This one of the things I've complained about a game as well, because it's oh, what is this? I mean, it's always driving me crazy, because if you want more than one general, most of the time it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a lot in EU4.
Yeah.
That is.
Because... yeah, sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I was just amused by... Scientists in our country have discovered the police state. Why is it you only see a policeman when you don't need one? Huh?
Oh, have you read the news?
No, I'm bad at reading news. Where is the news?
Well, the news is the button beneath politics.
The button beneath politics. Oh, the paper there.
Wait, haven't we had a newspaper in like 50 years? What the hell? The last edition is 12th of September 1913. Is that when we became communists? Or
no, because or pro-communist revolution in Belgium. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The stirrings of Indian nationalism. Well, I hope. I like when India breaks free. India should break free more often, and we should defeat the Ottoman Empire, actually. And it's not, you know, you might think to yourself, either you or, you know, say, hypothetically you might think to yourself, how will we manage to defeat such a superpower as the Ottoman Empire? You know,
superpower, yes.
I've played it myself. I mean, they're pretty awesome thing. Also, now we got gas attack.
Yay!
But they are only allied with Austria, and they have Egypt in their sphere. So we could defeat Austria. The problem with Austria is that if they took over, which they shouldn't, because, well, what should they?
Well, they have Egypt as a puppet and Switzerland in sphere, but yeah.
Yeah, the only downside is that if there was just Ottomans being the leader of the war, then there would be no issue at all, because we could defeat the Ottomans and the Austrians, no problem at all, really. And the problem is, though, that considering Austria, which is stronger than the Ottomans, quite a lot stronger as well, they would probably take the leadership of the war, and them being in the sphere of Germany would provoke Germany into the war. That is a dangerous path to go down.
Yeah.
The King Empire is waging war against someone, though, so they wanted military access because they are fighting France. They are fighting France.
They are fighting
Why?
France.
They are fighting France, but why are they fighting France? Italy is fighting France. Italian colonial conquest of Portuguese Mauritania. Third war of Chinese reunification, so they want to take Portuguese Mozambique, what Spain wants to take, and poor Spain. Poor Spain. We were discovered in what way? Look at our poor former allies of Spain. Oh, the war's over. That was quick.
Yeah, that's glad to see Basque country alive.
Wait, what happened to that thing now? I think China won actually. China and Spain won. The unholy alliance of China and Spain won the war. So France is pathetic, let's just say. And now they have to fight the Italians, which probably will end in a French failure if I know the French, which I do.
I'll continue researching psychology, by the way.
Yeah, I was looking around for the next big thing.
Next, yeah. What is it they say? Like the next big thing, like in terms of like companies and stuff. I don't know. The next Google?
I don't know either. Well, yeah, maybe. If you look in Kursk, is there something we need to build, or is it just things that are about to be built, but factories that are upgrading but haven't been completed yet?
Kursk.
Because we have unemployed people that are waiting for a job. We're communists.
For a job. Yeah, 332 craftsmen. Yeah, I mean, our solution to unemployment is not to try to improve, like, some kind of market economy where basically, like, if people are unemployed, it's for a reason. No, our solution is to build more factories so they can work in. What? The factories can't make a profit? That's no problem, because the important thing is that people get to work for no reason.
The thing with industrial subsidies is that if you use them, some factories will be reliant on them no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Can we give the Sakhalin Islands to Japan as a gesture? I mean, do we have any allies? I mean, one of our main problems is that we don't have any allies. We're, by the way, the second greatest country in the world. We've retaken that position from the United Kingdom.
Ooh.
Applause, everyone. Applause. Thank you. I feel happy now. But yeah, that's...
The US is number one?
Quite big.
Are they?
No, that's Germany.
Germany, of course, Germany.
US is number 4.
Pathetic.
But they do have a stronger economy than we do. We only have...
that's not surprising.
No, wait, we passed them in economy as well. Our industrial power is the 3rd greatest in the world, and hopefully rapidly increasing. We have the greatest army in the world somehow.
What? Ooh, automobile factory.
Yes, do some automobiles, but don't overdo it.
Okay.
Why do I have a feeling you will overdo it?
Yeah, because I will. You're quite right.
Oh.
Okay, automobile factory. Go everywhere, yes. No. They're quite expensive. I mean, if you compare like machine parts factory, that's pretty expensive. An automobile factory is almost twice the cost.
Well, yeah. It's quite expensive.
Okay. Soviet Turku. Well.
Let's see, I need one more of those and some hussars. One of these days we should build a specialized army.
One
a
of
very
these
specialized
days,
army.
Alice. Yeah, we should. What were you thinking? Or what did you have in mind?
I was thinking of doing an army completely made out of airplanes and tanks.
Ooh.
The most expensive army in the world.
In the history of the world. Okay, I'll build a couple of tank factories as well. Just because. Maybe in Kamchatka.
You know, I came to a realization. Maybe our industrial subsidies is because we are having tariffs. That is a possibility. But either way, we're earning more on the tariffs than we are losing in industrial subsidies, at least at the moment. Just because I said that, that might change, but...
Yeah.
But still, it's not too bad. It could be worse. Do we want to... I mean, we might want to go for advanced metallurgy. I just still don't know how to pronounce that word.
I think you did a pretty good job. I'm also building more electric gear factories because we need that for automobiles, obviously.
Yeah, basically lay the foundation for the world to come.
And also machine parts, actually, even more. Armenia.
Our canned food production is through the roof. But I've noticed a weak point of ours. We need more ammunition factories and stat.
Okay, I'm on it.
Try to build one in Samara if possible. What is happening in Samara?
Samara.
Like, holy shit, our production is just crazy. Oh, we already have one in Samara. It might be our only one.
Okay, Smolensk. Ammunition, yeah, sure.
Because we only produce, in total, right now... I actually don't produce any ammunition at all. Why?
What?
We have ammunition factories. Are we lacking the resources needed for producing ammunition? Because that could be an issue. Let's see.
We need iron, cement, and machine parts.
We are lacking sulfur.
Sulfur? Yes.
We are using that for a lot of things, actually. Sulfur is key.
And how do we get that again?
Well, it's produced in certain areas.
So we need to conquer more. No, but actually...
That might exactly be what we need to do. I need to find where...
Can we get like a map mode? What's that map mode called?
It's called RGO output. And then you just need to find a symbol somewhere on the province symbolizing sulfur.
What's the shortcut for that?
Look in the freaking... I clicked it manually. Just look through the...
Yeah, but the symbols make no sense. It's like a hat, a heart.
Well, you make no sense.
Yeah. Region map mode. Going through them all, not really seeing anything.
It's right below terrain map mode, which is furthest to the left. Furthest to the left.
RGO
second row.
Yes, here we go.
And then you look at the in the Kola area, there is a place producing sulfur. So mostly in there's not a lot of sulfur in the world. I would have to say that.
Wow, there certainly isn't.
The best places are actually in United Kingdom.
Yeah, in Scotland.
And Germany. And, probably the best place ever is in Catania.
Yeah,
in Sicily.
Yeah. So basically we need to conquer Italy. Okay.
Yeah, at least Sicily. Sicily produces a lot of it.
Jamaica. Have you checked Jamaica? It's so green that it's like... glaring in my...
It's like, look at the amount of people living there.
It's radioactive.
Almost. I need to look up now in a place called Byta.
Can we...
Wait, come on. I need to... Byta no. There we go. I can't even pronounce it. They're currently producing what there? Wood. Okay, let's do coal instead.
But we do have sulfur in like 3 of our region. Or like... Yeah, we have in... Novonikolaviensk. Whatever. That's like decent. Japan has a little bit, but I mean we don't have worse off than most other countries. I mean Germany is probably actually better than us at that because they have 2 places, but they're all both really good.
Yeah, but that would probably explain partly the lack of ammunition being produced, and partly why small arms factories are so high up the list when it comes to subsidies, because it costs them a lot to import it, and we also take a lot of taxes on the importing part. So maybe we should actually lower the tariffs.
Lower tariffs, I think.
I will lower it to 40%. Actually, let's do 30%. Actually, let's do 20%. See if that changes.
Yeah,
the
20% sounds about right. Sounds
because right now
fair.
it's sounding. Oh wait, there the subsidy is lowered, but they're around 2,000, 2,200 ish. Yeah, so now we're suddenly losing more money than we gained before, but